Training camp continues absolutely hot and heavy. Some new contests over on Underdog Fantasy. Hopped into one of them right now. This is a single entry contest. It's called the Corgi, $25,000 first place, $5 to enter. We're going to be hopping into this one. We are going to be hopping into some others. We're going to be hanging out here for a while on the Davis Maddock Best Ball channel. Hope that you guys have had a chance to, just kind of filter in through everything that is happening in fantasy football right now. It is going to, it's just going to, it's going to keep coming, man. The fire hose is absolutely turned on. And I hope that you guys are all hip to it, man. What has been your guys's favorite thing that has happened, like the thing that has broke your way the most? Honestly, mine is probably one that you guys wouldn't necessarily guess, but it's actually just been every coach for the Chicago Bears is talking about Luther Burden. Like Luther Burden might be the greatest football player of all time. Like the things that Ryan Poles and Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and Press Taylor are saying about Luther Burden really does make Luther Burden sound like this guy is going to become like a legitimate Hall of Famer. The Keaton missile play was very, very cool. Yeah, the Keaton missile play was big time. That was one where I was like, all right, I think all of the things that I thought about Keaton missile are they're actually going to happen. All right, we are picking here at the 112 in this draft, so we're going to go at the 1-2 turn. Yeah, this is real. Kyle Monangai has not been at Chicago Bears training camp yet. Has not happened yet, which I think is, we don't know what's going on, right? I mean, we just do not know why Kyle Monangai is not there. We are going to do a Jefferson. We are going to do a Genty, and we are off to the races here in this one. So let's recap some of the big training camp news. Tucker Kraft is off the physically unable to perform list. That's a pretty big deal. So the small dipperino that we got for 2 days, I mean, it was literally like a 2-day dip on Tucker Kraft. That is over now. So if you were wanting to draft Tucker Kraft, you are now going to be paying full price for him. And I frankly thought there probably was some chance that Tucker Kraft would maybe miss more of training camp, more of the regular season. Seems like that is probably not going to happen. Parker Washington continues to be one of the standouts of the Jacksonville Jaguars camp. That one is pretty interesting to me, honestly, because I have a hard time. There's just no analog. There is no analog to a guy of Parker Washington's draft capital, of his NFL experience, then outplaying multiple first-round picks at wide receiver and becoming a team's lead wide receiver. No drafters reload code yet, but I was texting with Zach yesterday, and I think that we are going to have that. I would assume probably by tomorrow or Monday. My guy, Ben Weaver, gifted 5 memberships. So first off, if you got a membership, say thank you to Ben. And also, I've realized some of you guys don't even know we have a Discord, but yeah, come hang out in the Discord. We are talking fantasy football 24/7 in there. Just need to link your YouTube account to Discord. Yeah, shout out to my dude, Ben Weaver, my guy. I moved Deebo up to 130 in my rankings on flockfantasy.com. Code Davis there if you want to get signed up or if you want to be a part of the big giveaway. I also am capitulating to Parker Washington. I mean, what is the point of fighting it right now? Majority of the first team reps at wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns have been Isaiah Bond, Jerry Jeudy, and Casey Concepcion. Yesterday, Thursday, the 30th, was Shedeur Sanders' day to be the starting quarterback for the Browns in practice, but they've been alternating Deshaun and Shedeur. Jaydon Blue continues to be the number 2 running back for the Dallas Cowboys. I moved Stribling into the 140s. So curious your guys' thoughts on that, but I moved Stribling to the 140s. That's where I have him in fantasy football right now. And I honestly, I think he's a target there. I think in the 140s, I am happy to take Stribling in the 140s. Oh man, classic Davis, just clicking too many buttons. All right. Well, I got to go get back to Underdog before my pick comes up. Oh, this will be a sweat. I might get auto drafted right here because I just closed the tab and I've got a million slow drafts open. Bang, done, did it. We'll do Kyron, and you know what, dude? It's a single entry contest. I'm pulling up Luther Burden. So we have got Jefferson, Genty, Kyron, and Luther Burden. Thank you to my guy, Red CYC. Thank you to my guy, Fantasy Football Garage, glasses off. Quantitative has Stribling wide receiver 74. Well, the quantitative is incorrect. Quantitative is wrong. Best thing for me is the Alec Pierce stuff since I have 30% of Josh Downs. Stribling still good, but I don't want to take Stribling in the 120s, I don't think. How much am I putting into Tyler Algier getting first team reps? Not very much. I just kind of expect Tyler Algier to get about 20% of the carries for the Arizona Cardinals. But the thing you really want in the Cardinals backfield is the receiving work, and Algier is not going to do that. And my guy, Jeremiah Love, will be getting that stuff. Will certainly be getting that stuff, actually, in my opinion. Thoughts on the sale of Underdog? You know, I hope that they continue to prioritize draft games. I don't think it's certainly not a reason that they sold. So I'm hoping that draft games continue to be on the forefront for them. Yes, Todd Gurley is younger than Derrick Henry. Yeah, that's a good one. Jaydon Blue is legitimately like splitting reps on the first team with Javonte Williams. Now, Javonte is definitely still the starter. Don't get me wrong about that. But Jaydon Blue, very, very draftable. I would say Jaydon Blue is even a target right now. Treylon Burks has foot soreness. So I think we are going to see the Commanders, now that Deebo is signed, I would assume they are probably trying to figure out the Diggs stuff like literally right now. Would not be surprised if we get the Diggs to the Commanders signing today. Jadarian Price is taking the running back one job for Seattle. I mean, we obviously all knew that. George Holani is going to be the third down guy. So where we need to pay attention there, the reason why I'm pretty locked into what's happening with that backfield is I haven't heard Emmanuel Wilson's name once. We all got foot soreness, man. Yeah, remember when the Titans traded AJ Brown for Treylon Burks? I sure do. I sure do. GM. Deebo's contract is bullish for Stribling, $7 million 1 year. Yeah, I mean, look, Deebo is going to be a starter for sure. I'm not sweating. I'm not sweating that at all. I think Deebo, I mean, honestly, even at an elevated price, I think Deebo is still a pretty good pick. Wondering your guys' thoughts on that. But like, if you had to spend a 10th round pick on Deebo Samuel, would you? Like, I prefer Deebo to like Khalil Shakir, I think. Wow, a Brian Thomas Jr. at pick 58, huh? I mean, I would be quickly tapping the button on Lamar Jackson here if he gets there. See, I agree with Lucas. Wow, I mean, I am definitely taking Lamar Jackson, and I'm definitely taking Jadarian Price. So I agree with Lucas in that the situation for Stribling is still very similar to what it was before. We just have already had the dominoes knocked out. We were actually talking about this in the Discord last night. Christian Kirk is already injured. Pearsall's injury risk was baked into why the 49ers took Stribling and why Stribling was being drafted. Pearsall has now been injured. He's now been replaced by Deebo Samuel. But Deebo Samuel is entering into an age, like an injury-riddled part of his career as a 30-year-old guy, you know, who is a pretty specific type of player. Yeah, I think 23% Deebo at old prices feels very good. But I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know how much I will chase him up. Here's the guy who tells us every day that he knows Keenan Allen's wife and that Keenan will be signing soon. Let's get a season-long projection for both Stribs and Deebo. All right, well, let's see what my quantitative has. I don't know. Let's see what my quant has. So we'll go 49ers. All right. The quantitative has Deebo Samuel for 80 targets, Stribling for 54. He still has Pearsall in there though. So I think you can zero Pearsall out. I think you can pretty much send Pearsall to zero there. 33 receptions, 500 yards, 3 touchdowns for Stribling, 22 rushes, 109 yards, and a touchdown for Deebo with 80 targets, 55 receptions, 735 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I honestly probably would take the under on the Deebo numbers and the higher on the Stribling numbers is my first thoughts. Can you move around your starters with guys on your bench? Yeah, that's basically what best ball is, Jake. You draft 18 players, and then every week the computer picks your best lineup based on the points scored. Thoughts on Tank Bigsby? Tank is probably my favorite running back to target, I would say. Wow, some 103 Gibbs because he has fake hold-in back pain in July. That is a legitimate generational wealth opportunity. What other news do we have here? Kenneth Walker has been involved a ton in the passing game. No, you cannot change the players the computer picks. They automatically pick the highest scoring players every week. Sign up on Underdog, code Davis, brother. Link is in the description. Come on in. I'll answer all the questions you've got. How much of a chance does Carnell Tate have at a Nabers rookie season? No chance, in my opinion, but I did not think that Tate was that level of prospect. Could be wrong, have been wrong many, many times, have been wrong about these things before. All right, we are about to be up with 1 quarterback, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, running bad on wide receiver stuff here. Let's do Chris Godwin. And let's do RJ Harvey. Harvey, a guy I'm trying to build the bags up. I don't care about all this. I want the news that a Swolecast season-long survivor. We are getting it like very soon. Very soon, Tate 81. I would assume probably by next week. Yeah, not a 0%, but Malik Nabers led the National Football League in targets per game as a rookie. I don't even know if the Titans will be able to run enough plays for that to happen. I mean, never say never, but wouldn't be in my range of outcomes. Like my standard in the modal distribution. I treat Bowers like Saturday night. I'm willing to pay top dollar for a premium tight end. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to draft Bowers pretty much every single draft. Is Tank Bigsby a better football player than Brian Robinson? Maybe not a better 3-down player, but he's definitely a more explosive rusher and probably has better missed tackles forced ability. What if Kyle Shanahan's car already knows where the 49ers season is headed? I've heard that before. Are you stopping at 2 quarterbacks with Burrow and Ward? Me, personally, probably not. No. I do not play weekly winners. I just haven't spent enough time thinking about the format, and there are so many other contests to draft in the lobby on Underdog that I haven't really gotten there. Speaking on behalf of all YouTube commenters, reporters are saying JJM is up 2 days to 0 against Kyler Murray. So I love you, Minnesota Mike, and I love my Vikings brethren. However, the reporter that said that is Thor Nystrom, who is the most biased person that I know. I agree that Eliminator is the goated alternative contest, which is why I will be jamming into this contest over on Drafters. I'm planning on maxing this contest, the $10 NFL Best Ball Championship Survival. $50,000 first place. 25% of the field gets cut every week. Promo code Davis over there. I've already maxed the Eliminator over on Underdog Fantasy. GM, have a free weekend, so I'm going to try and do some minutes, lineup projections for EPL stuff. Well, share it in the Discord, brother. I'm working on that stuff as well. I actually feel pretty good about where I'm at with that. All right, we're going to tap the button on Kyler Murray here, and then we are going to add in Jakobi Meyers as our wide receiver 4, and we are going to hope that we get a nice little Mark Andrews fall to 132, 133. Daily, where did they go before? Tootin went to West Carolina AT&T, I believe, is Western Carolina AT&T, I believe, is where Byshell Tootin went before. It's something Carolina AT&T, North Carolina A&T, not West Carolina, North Carolina. Yes, I will be maxing the EPL Best Ball contest in the lobby on Underdog Fantasy for sure. Is Caleb over Daniels and Hurts crazy? It's not backed up by the mathematics, but it's not crazy. Like, projections won't get you there, but I'm comfortable making big bets on the Bears offense this year. The Eliminator making it to the 16th of August. Oh, Jordan, brother. I don't know about that. You're going to be right up against it. Newcastle's presumed goalkeeper not in the pool. Well, that's news to me because I've been drafting Pope. So tough scene there. I was a big Gronk and Kelsey early drafter, but now half my leagues use draft assistants, so finding those later steals are tough. Hey, I don't know if they're making. I don't know if it's gonna make it, Jordan. I don't know if it's gonna make it to the 16th. Jake, yes. Every week in the drafters contest, the bottom 25% is eliminated. All right, so we've got Jefferson, Genty, Kyron, Burden, Lamar, Jadarian Price, Chris Godwin, RJ Ivory, Kyler Murray, and Jakobi Meyers. Is the DK Week 1 slate getting released today? That I don't know. That I do not know. You know what? Maybe if we're having a good stream today, maybe I will toss on at the very end. We'll do an Underdog EPL draft live. We'll see how that goes. Maybe gonna wait till the contest gets a little bit closer so that I can give. Oh damn, Mark Andrews went. 132 would be right about where I have Deebo ranked. So we'll see there. Wow, North Carolina A&T messed that one up. West Carolina. There is no Western Carolina, bro. Who is still taking Chris Rodriguez? I'd like to meet the guy still taking Chris Rodriguez. All right, give me Deebo Samuel here. And I guess give me Goddard. I just need a tight end. Sucks to miss on Mark Andrews, but sometimes it happens. There is going to be a DK Best Ball week. I don't know if it's going to be in August or if it's going to be that first week of September. It's going to be right before the season starts is when the next DraftKings Best Ball week is going to be. I believe I have Nabers ranked 18th right now, which feels about right. I tell you what, I mean, Nabers would be in like a home league situation. Nabers would be a clear second round pick for me. And in a home league, I would take him over London and AJ Brown for sure. The season starts late this year, so it's a little bit different. The NFL season starts later this upcoming year. So first week of September is not as dumb as you would think. GM. Yeah, I mean, Nabers seems to me quite better for fantasy than AJ Brown. London would be close. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. I guess when I go do the flock league 2 weeks from now, I guess we'll find out how serious I am about Malik Nabers. Maybe I'm capping. All right. Lamar and Kyler, Genty, Kyron, Price, Harvey, Jefferson, Burden, Godwin, Jacoby Myers, Deebo Samuel, Dallas, Goddard. Yeah, the season starts on a Wednesday in Australia. The Rams and the 49ers are playing in Australia to start the season. There's not really a chance that Cooper Rush starts. One of Tua or London, or sorry, one of Tua or Penix should play. Oh, that's a Thursday game. What is the first game of the season? NFL season schedule. First game of week 1 is New England and Seattle. Super Bowl rematch, huh? Yes, I will be in the flock league. I'm not in the flock league because it's just all the guys from last year. So I assume this upcoming year, assuming everything goes well, I assume I'll be in the flock league stuff for next year. I assume there's more international games than last year, like significantly more international games. Happy accidents. Half of my Deebo teams are Pearsall teams. Hey, I guess you win some, you lose some. Yeah, I hopped in my last like 50. I hopped in like my last 50 Eliminator slows last night. All right, up on the clock. Let's do. Yeah, you know what? Let's take Jennings. And I'm gonna take Bigsby as well instead of a second tight end. And we're gonna hope to run good at tight end here. My thoughts on the new Flock League members, Rome, is that they're the goats. I love all my flock compatriots. I love them, and I think we're gonna have an absolute blast. No, sadly, no rest for the wicked, Charles. I will be streaming here for the next little while, and then we will go do the Swollies Only program this afternoon, and then I have a video to record for the Matic Fantasy Football channel as well. Scripted that one out this morning, but didn't have time. Didn't have time to figure it out. How rare is a Genty Jefferson start? Well, I can check using the flock tool. Ooh. Jefferson and Genty in Best Ball Mania is expected to be on 0.5% of teams, so not very many. It's pretty rare. I have that 16 times on 1,400 teams, so it's a pretty rare combination. Did you say there was some news on Manungai? That's the thing. There hasn't been any news. He just is not at camp. Taylor Cook, that's a fire start. Interesting. Notice that all of my Bowers teams that have an A or an S tier advancement always start wide receiver, Bowers, running back. I mean, the reason why the running back in round 1 starts seem to grade worse for advancement is it's just so hard to make up not having a first round wide receiver. Because in half point PPR, it's really hard to find like 14, 15 fantasy points per game stuff out of mid-tier wide receivers. All right. Well, sadly, oh no. I'm actually okay. I thought all the good tight ends were gone, but I'm actually about to run hot here. I'm gonna do, shocker, I am gonna do T Ferg. T-Ferg and Gino. How many of those 16 Jefferson Genty teams on the big board? Probably a ton. Did you see Michael Dubner's stats on the current best ball tourneys? 5,000 drafts available of maxing everything, and I'm only 1,400. I guess I don't want it bad enough. If I could pitch UD's new owners on a change, what would it be? I would not pitch them on any changes. I would say keep everything running exactly how you're doing it. Keep draft games around. Use best ball as a customer acquisition tool. It really is a good customer acquisition tool if used properly. I had not read this on Calvin Ridley that he's not been at camp, but if he has not been at camp, that seems pretty bad. Let's do a Calvin Ridley Twitter search. Seems like Calvin Ridley is at camp because I'm watching a video of him right now. He looks okay. Nice little out route there. Strong hands. Seems fine. Think he's probably fine. Got to be careful who you're getting information from, brother. I mean, more eliminators. Eliminators are good. I think the people have spoken on the eliminator format, the survival format. Calvin Ridley, older than Corey Davis. Ridley was back day 2 of camp after missing day 1 with a stomach bug. Why would Diggs not be drafted? So I actually disagree with this. I like having the training camp highlights, but that is me personally. I enjoy the training camp highlights. I have Deebo ranked 130, I think. Let's pull it up here. Pull up the old Flock Fantasy dashboard. Deebo 125. 1 spot behind Diggs. Looks like his ADP today is 150, but I've got him at 125. And I think that is right about right. I agree. The camp news really is hitting. It's so good. All right. I mean, I actually would just happily take Kaytron with this final pick. Kaytron in round 18 is totally fine. This is a Corgi draft right here. All right, well, missed there. Need a third tight end. Man. All right, hey, this is for sacrilegious. There's Charlie Collar. And then we'll end with Bateman. Final team in the single entry Corgi: Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, Ashton Genty, Kyron Williams, Jadarian Price, RJ Harvey, Tank Bigsby, Justin Jefferson, Luther Burden, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers, Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, Rashad Bateman, Dallas Goedert, Terrance Ferguson, and Charlie Kohler. Honestly, I mean, Diggs back to the Commanders at this point has got to be the shipper. Let's go hop in a BBM. 20 seconds per pick. I'll have 65 BBMs remaining after this draft right here. 65 remaining. 65 remaining and about 30 days to do it. Right? Heard today that Kyler wasn't having such a good camp. I guess we better draft JJ McCarthy, man. Diggs 0 snaps. I mean, I'm willing to bet that Diggs will have more than 0 snaps. if you're interested in that wager, Tokyo Swan, I think it would be really, really unlikely for Diggs to have 0 snaps. I did take Cyrus. I did take Cyrus Allen in a draft today. I'm man enough to admit it. I did take Cyrus Allen. I think I have 45 DraftKings drafts left. 45 DK Millies left. Really, really looking. I mean, man, if I don't get to 3,000, I'm definitely at least going to get to at least to 2,000. Any so you think you can tout finale predictions? I think Squares is gonna win. That is my prediction. Heard only one streamer's was a Nabers Bowl, the People's Champ. I mean, I think it's unfair to say that I was a Nabers Bowl because it wasn't like, it's not like I have like 30% of him or whatever, but I at least am over, at least I'm over the market on him. Davis finds out he has 11% Ricky P, shrugs his shoulders and says, oh, well, I guess I got to draft more teams. It's true. It's true. That's the only way to make the exposure go down. The only way to make that Ricky P number going down is drafting more teams. Dude, I do agree with this. The DraftKings should also go to the 20-second clocks. They're testing it out. You can see they had the hyper speed drafts, which are the 20-second clocks. So they're definitely testing it out. Kyler stinks. McCarthy also stinks, but one guy's drafted like he'll start 17 games and the other's never drafted. I mean, I just disagree. Kyler is starting 17 games if he's healthy. How much bankroll would I need to max all the Underdog contests $25 and under? Like $10,000 probably. I would think that's about right. How many slows do I have going? Probably like 400. I don't know. I can try and check. So here, if I go remaining, so I'm on the clock in 22 right now. I'm 1 pick away in 16, and I'm 264 that are there. And then I'm also waiting for a bunch of these premier pups to fill. So I'm in like the next like 50 premier pup slows. And then I have like 40 or 50 over on DraftKings, and I've got a couple going on Drafters as well. Well, speaking of being a Nabers Bowl, I'm just going to take him right now because I think that he's probably a better pick than Drake London. Any thoughts or insights? I have no insights. I know nothing. I don't know the new owners. I know nothing about the transaction. I literally know nothing. The only thing that I can say is that I hope that they value best ball. That's really all I got. The issue is the Vikings aren't committed at all to Kyler because he's free. I think you guys are reading that situation backwards, which is you don't bring Kyler Murray in if you want. You do not bring Kyler Murray in if your plan is to play. Well, I mean, I am going to take Pickens. All right, here we go, boys. A true 0 running back team. It wasn't a great omen when Kyler Murray's first snap of the afternoon was a botched under center exchange with backup center Michael Judkins that set the tone for what was a very tough day. I don't know what you guys want from me, man. Kyler is like a pretty fine quarterback, and he's in a good system. It's the best pass catchers he's ever had. They don't really have the infrastructure to be a running team. I just like JJ McCarthy is whatever you guys think Kyler Murray is. I promise you, whatever you think he is, JJ McCarthy is much worse. I was gonna say, like, you guys must have just forgot what it was like to watch JJ McCarthy. Last year, EPA per play, I think he actually didn't even have enough plays to qualify for the minimum filter. 150 minimum plays. JJ McCarthy was worse per play then Davis Mills, then Justin Fields, then Tyrod Taylor, then Russell Wilson, then Spencer Rattler. His success rate of 43%, horrible. CPOE, I mean, that CPOE has got to be, I was going to say, that's got to be almost the worst in the NFL. I mean, he's just bad. I don't know. He's just not a good player. Is that what they want? They want Wentz for 17 games? I mean, hey, Davis Mills, let Davis Mills cook. I mean, this is my favorite stat. All right, let's go 2021. We'll go minimum 500 plays. Here's where Kyler Murray is at in EPA per play. He's the exact same as Bo Nix, better than Derek Carr, better than Mariota, better than Mayfield, better than Cousins, than Stroud, than Tannehill, than Darnold, than Lawrence. You know, he's just a fine quarterback. I'm not saying he's like the GOAT, but Kyler Murray is fine. Wow. You know what? I'm taking Jalen Waddle here too. I'm really doing it. I would say Cyrus Allen has become interesting to me just because the round 18 picks right now, like the round 18 picks are so flat. Wow, Drake May, by the way, did you guys see this? Drake May just went at 42 right here. It's true. Rushing helps Kyler's EPA, but it's like are you kidding me? Come on, man. Sniped on Tootin. We'll do Scattaboo as our running back one. How are we looking in the advancement tool right here, actually? If I get to 6 running backs, 16% historical. 6 wide receivers, 16% historical. 3 tight ends, 18%. Okay. All right, we're vibing. If Mills starts the playoff game last year instead of Stroud, they would have made it to the Super Bowl. I mean, dude, how bad was CJ Stroud in that game? I mean, that was a tough freaking watch. It really, like, the playoffs last year were bad. I mean, like, does anyone even remember the Super Bowl? It's nice. It's nice they let him do the Super Bowl, even though the Chiefs weren't in it. Mr. Maddock, after running the program and your quantitatives and qualitatives, they appear to be strong and in working order. There we go. I have no idea, but I don't think my read is that he is not going to cannibalize any of Taekwon. It would be cannibalizing Worthy. That would be where I would be thinking Cyrus Allen would do. And hey, I mean, Worthy is, you know, a lot of reasons to believe that there's better things in the future for Worthy, but there's also a lot of reasons to believe that Xavier Worthy's never that good to begin with. I also wish I could change my UD username to Mike Want. All right. Scattaboo, Chase, Nabers, Pickens, Waddle. Burrow must have went to the T. Higgins team. Yeah, Burrow went to the the Drake May round 4 team. Is the blitz? Do we think the blitz is Cardi? That would be a really good bid if Cardi was out here drafting round 4. Wow, and I don't even get a chance to get Caleb Williams either. All right, we'll do Jalen Warren as our running back 2 on this team. Started a slow Bijan Bowers Nabers. That's a plane you want to land, brother. I guess this is probably going to end up being a Knicks team. I mean, I could take Dak right there. Should I take Dak? Maybe I should. Taking Tony Pollard in round 7 just it doesn't feel great, and you do really need to win the onesies on these teams. Will I want to take Dart? You know what? No, I'm going to take Rhamondre. Rhamondre is like the most perfect fit 0 running back team. All right. Hey, I'll go to war with a Scattaboo, Warren, Rhamondre running back room. Rhamondre, I wonder how many sites have Rhamondre projected as the leading rusher for the Patriots? I think if I was setting it up, I would probably project Rhamondre to have more rushing attempts than Henderson right now. Every time I click Warren, I hear Jacob saying Warren is the most flaccid pick on the board. Keaton, 8th round. Say less, David. You must be a ball knower. Apparently, Trevion looks like he's struggling to pick up the blitz. Don't love that, particularly because Rhamondre is so good at it, right? I mean, that Rhamondre was put on this planet to keep Drake May standing upright, which is funny because, like, it's just funny how these cycles go. Like, Rhamondre went from being like a guy we love to draft as a rookie to then overpriced like multiple times, and then now is like way underpriced. We just do so much with these archetypes. My God, is someone gonna draft Marcus Robinson? Someone's gonna do it. Odds in your mind that Chris Rodriguez outcarries Tootin without an injury? I mean, it's definitely possible. I don't know, like 30% of the time, Chris Rodriguez gets more carries than Tootin without an injury. But one of those guys has a broken foot right now. At what point will we collectively pump the brakes on the Brooks ADP rise? Oh, brother, Greg, it's not happening, man. Brooks is heading to round 6 with a quickness. Like Brooks is probably going to be in round 6 by tomorrow. No, not by tomorrow. By next week. 7th round Brooks, man. That's where it's going. And he's gonna flip Chuba very soon as well. GM, my guys. All right. Well, I don't really have a stack set up here, so I'm gonna take Blake Corum. Corum, a guy. You want to talk about drumbeat? The drumbeat is getting loud. Anything on Burton for the Bengals wide receiver 3? Jermaine Burton got cut by the Bengals a year ago. He got a tryout with the Buffalo Bills and then got waived by the Bills. So no, nothing on Burton for Bengals wide receiver 3, Rick. I'm definitely drafting a little bit of Kamara. I think I prefer Dylan Sampson to him, and they go right next to each other, but they're okay. And now I will take Jackson Dart. So we've got the giant stuff going on. Dart, Scattaboo, Warren, Rhamondre, Corum, Chase, Nabers, Pickens, Waddle. No chance I'm going to get Knicks at 118, but it would be nice. Which non-injured players would you move up in rankings the most if you could guarantee they play every game? Who? Non-injured. I mean, Bowers, right? It's got to be Bowers. Corum is a good pick. Jaydon Blue ass team. It's always a Jaydon Blue ass team. By the way, any information on number 5 overall pick, Corey Davis? I guess you know what? Here's the deal. I'm just comfortable with the CMC thing. I don't even think of CMC like that. I guess like I'm just comfortable with the CMC value proposition. I mean, Jonathan Brooks is a good answer. Jacobs is a good answer. Jonathan Brooks is probably a very good answer actually to that question. I think I have drafted Eric all once. If CMC played 17 games, would we take him 101 and half PPR? I think I'd still be Gibbs. Honestly, I think I would still be Gibbs over CMC. The Gibbs experience with Isaiah Pacheco and Sion Vaki as his backups, I don't know. Nabers, no, because again, like I just think Nabers is playing, dude. Nabers doesn't have a brace on his knee on July 31st and is running routes at camp. It's true. It's true. The 49ers are old and they practice at Chernobyl. All their back roster players are draftable. Yeah, I think CMC 102 if you knew he was playing all 17 games. I think that's about right. Whew. All right. Well, what am I gonna do at quarterback, man? I guess we're playing this one a little fast and loose. Can definitely do a running back at this pick right here. Yeah, you know what? Let's do the Jacob Sanderson and let's take Rashad White. This is actually a really good Rashad White team because I just need a guy to be alive. I feel like anyone in the top 20, I'd take 101 if they had injury sliders off. Everyone else, injury sliders on. Yeah. Teams near substation should have a 55-man roster. That's wild, dude. The substation thing being kind of real is one of the most insane subplots of an NFL season of all time. But it seems like it's like legitimately gaining momentum. Like people like actually think that's real. And shit, maybe it is, dude. Maybe it is. All right. What are we going to do here? I mean, Concepcion is a really good pick on this team. Do I do Concepcion or do I take a tight end? Concepcion gives me a quarterback. Yeah, we're gonna take Concepcion, and this might end up being a Shedeur team. It's literally exactly what it sounds like, Bonsai Bets. The substation lore is that the 49ers literally practice right next to an electrical substation, and they said like the players say that the trees are dead next to the substation. They say that the substation sounds weird, you know? It does seem crazy. Since the 80s, they said don't buy a house near the power lines. Favorite value picks in the Eliminator: Tyquan Thornton, Samaj Pirine, Justice Hill, Cade Otton, Dalton Schultz, Tua Tagovailoa. The most boring Cooper Kupp, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy, the most boring names imaginable. I wouldn't say I'm always Shedeur, never Watson. In fact, I don't know. I mean, I guess we can go look on my portfolio page. I definitely have taken some Watson. I've also taken some Shedeur. I take them more on DraftKings in the round 20 stuff. I definitely took both of Watson and Shedeur in the super flex stuff. All right, Deshaun Watson, I have 82 teams for $469, and Shedeur, I have 91 teams for $743. That feels about right. Man, Keaton, can't even get Keaton anymore. I mean, ADW is definitely correct here. Eliminator is definitely not just a floor contest. You absolutely need ceiling to get through the course of the season. Absolutely no doubt about it. But later in drafts, when the ceiling profiles start to evaporate, guys who are just going to get you 8, 9, 10 points become significantly valuable. Would a Deshaun Watson resurgence season be the wildest storyline? It would, and I don't think it happens. I think even if Watson starts the season, he's going to be terrible. Bateman is a really, really good Elam pick. Yeah. Which team's players do you think are most overpriced and underpriced? I mean, the Bears are the most overpriced team, but I don't even care. This is actually a good Malik Willis team. I guess this is the big difference. It's not just a floor contest. It's also an early season slanted contest, which just tilts it a little bit towards veteran players who have their roles locked in. It's actually a contest you can be week one brained in. And I'm actually going to push it even more at tight end here. I'm going to take Omar Cooper Jr. and set up Geno. And this might even end up being a... I have taken Halani a little bit in the Eliminator. I don't love it, though. I just think his ceiling is so low. I do not have Pearsall as draftable right now. I removed him from my rankings. I don't expect Pearsall to play this season. Could be wrong, have been wrong, but not super into it. I took Burden, Loveland, Swift, Rome, and Caleb's in a BBM yesterday. It would be very hard for them all to pay off, but I see the vision. Yeah, the Eliminator is an early season projectable volume contest. The money weeks are still late season, but it's a get there and pray contest. Yeah, completely agree. There are real Halani boys out there. The Halani boys exist. They're proud. They're loud. God bless them, man. Wow. A flat Diet Coke disbanded Brotherhood. This one actually is not flat. This one is fresh out of the garage fridge. Catching up and see the Eliminator talk. Nathaniel from So You Think You Can Tout is streaming 150 Eliminators and catching up, so he did 9 at the same time. That's probably about as many as I can do at once on stream without missing a pick. Has Deebo gone in this one yet? I don't even want to put it out there in the universe, but Deebo is still there. Wait, no, he's not. Where did he go? Deebo Sam. Okay. Dang. All right. Well, dude, Cam Ward is still here. All right. Cam Ward at pick 166 went 126. What am I missing? I just got Cam Ward 3 rounds after ADP. I mean, don't get me. I'm not mad about it. It was always Ridley. I'm way too much of a slap to ever consider George Halani. Well, wouldn't be alone there. I'm just not a Halani guy. All right, I gotta take a tight end at this pick. I agree. Ward going after Rodgers is wild. I am not hammering Cyrus Allen. I will take tight end 1, Brenton Strange. So we've got Dart, Willis, and Ward, Scadaboo, Warren, Rhamondre, Corum, Rashad White, Chase, Nabers, Pickens, Waddle, Concepcion, Cooper, and Brenton Strange. I just like how many games do you think Deshaun Watson is going to play? Like 4? 5? Deshaun Watson, I mean, speaking of here, this is a good bit. So if we go back to 2021 regular season update, EPA per play. I mean, Deshaun Watson, that's a terrible quarterback. He is god awful. That dude is getting benched with an absolute swiftness. Shedeur would still be a super late round pick, even if he won the job. So what's the point in doing it now? Sometimes you need a third quarterback, and round 18, as we are getting a lot of information, is becoming pretty bereft of good picks. Wow, that is exactly where Deebo's ADP ended in the pre-draft, 126. Well, there you go. As someone who had to eat the crow on Shedeur last year, I think he's got a pretty light ceiling. Yeah, the decision making is not good enough. That's my issue with Shedeur, is that okay. This is gonna sound like actually, this is just a dunk. He has the Justin Fields problem where he's a second late on everything. God, I'm getting killed at tight end. Are you guys seeing this? Ferguson, Dulcich, Helm, and Freiermuth. I can't have shit, dude. All right. Well, Ridley it is, I guess. This team will probably not be winning Best Ball Mania. What am I going to do at tight end here? I mean, I guess Cade Otton, come on down. I guess this is going to have to end up being a Stowers team. Yeah, Theo Johnson. Hard to not slam drafts when you know someone is taking Pearsall in every draft right now. When the super late quarterbacks and ambiguous quarterback rooms hit off big, Mayfield. Yeah, Shedeur is not going to do that, man. Shedeur is... So I got interrupted by everyone sniping my tight ends. Shedeur has the processing problem of Justin Fields, where he's a beat late on a lot of his plays, while also not being particularly athletic. He's slow. Like not mentally, like physically slow. And I wouldn't have even got him anyways, because Shedeur just went pick 201 right here. Pick 201 Shedeur Sanders. Why not? Oh, you know what? Yep. My guy ACR solved it. I mean, yeah, Roush is definitely going to get snaps with the ones. I mean, that is definitely true. I mean, I think Raridan is going to be the Austin Hooper. Eric All. I'm not quite there with Eric All, but I am hip to taking Eli Raridan here and just hoping against hope. Kirk Cousins will score more points than Shedeur. I would be anti that. I think Shedeur is going to score more points than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is going to start like 3 games. I think Cincinnati is fine with Mike Gesicki being their third option. Hit by car saving his career. It is a wild. If you have not heard that Eric All story, it actually is pretty wild. Superflex home league where quarterbacks go late. Do I still take Lamar or the wide receiver? I generally in a Superflex home league try and push it on quarterback personally, Justin. I have Stribling ranked ahead of average draft position in my rankings. All right, here it is. Bringing it home with Raridan. All right, did I land the plane, boys? Dart, Willis, Ward, Scadaboo, Warren, Rhamondre, Corum, Rashad White, Jamar Chase, Malik Nabers, George Pickens, Jalen Waddle, KC Concepcion, which by the way stands for Kevin Concepcion. So it's Kevin Concepcion. Hey, B+. B+ grade. We're taking it. I don't think anyone has any idea what the acquisition group is going to do with best ball. Anyone telling you that they know what the new UD acquisition people are going to do is talking out of their ass. They got no idea, including me. I got no idea. All right, A- advancement, B- ADP grade, B+ uniqueness. I'm taking it all day. Chase, Nabers, Pickens, Waddle, Concepcion, Cooper, Ridley is a pretty gnarly wide receiver. I mean, Ridley maybe should have been a running back, I guess. I'm not really drafting Jeremy Bernard as much as some of my other friends are. Jeremy, I'm more of a Freiermuth guy. All right, let's do another BBM. I'm a little bit behind pace here, so let's rip this one off. Yeah, join your draft lobby all you would like. All right, Jeremy, I have what? 8.6%. So I'm right at the market with Jeremy Bernard. Feels fine. Don't feel the need to get any more or any less, really. All right, drafting out of the 11 slot in this one with Okusfos. I'm not even going to try. DDX 5453, Jay Petrillo, Big Mike to the C, Goalie 1992, Cormer 93, Wooby 68, One Pride, C Bates, GRN BPO 42, and TM Longacre. Let's have ourselves a nice little draft. Best ball is way too sticky and crazy to think, but we are still early. Best ball is fine. A lot of daily stuff I can see. Yeah, I would if the new team is going to make a ton of changes, I would guess the changes would probably not be great for the daily games. But again, I am just guessing. I don't know. No one tells me anything. I'm just a man sitting in his basement drafting fantasy football teams. I've drafted all my eliminators perfect reality, although I'm doing them as slows. Jerry Jeudy causing real locker room problems. I don't know about that. Quick thoughts on Deebo. He is a really good target to me. I like drafting Deebo Samuel at his new cost. I mean, could you find a better spot for him? Don't really think so. No, I still have a couple. I think I've got like 5 entries left in the Chow Chow. Wow, Lamb at 8. No, I don't think I've seen that one. I definitely value a late bye week in the Eliminator, and you definitely want to try and minimize overlapping buys the best you can. GM. All right, let's do. I mean, I will happily do the Jefferson. Well, all right. I guess we're taking Genty. I was gonna say I would happily do the Jefferson Genty start again. One Pride is Danny's burner. The more you know. Deebo moved up a lot for me. I've got him in the 130s. I believe I am officially in the Flock League. I'm on the graphic, and I bought my plane ticket. To Austin, so I'm assuming I'm officially official. All right, not complaining about a Genty Hampton start. Yeah, if you were a big Deebo drafter, Deebo to the Niners with a Pearsall injury was as good as it's going to get. Yeah, Brooks is definitely going to keep rising. Is a Diggs reunion back to the Patriots dead? Keenan, Odell, Deebo. It sounds like there is some bad blood there. Does sound like a Patriots reunion would be unlikely. To me, the most likely scenarios now are Diggs goes to the Commanders, Diggs goes to the Ravens, Diggs could go to the Chiefs, Diggs could go to the Rams. That's one that I've not heard floated out a ton, but I do think Diggs could definitely go to the Rams. I think Tyreek will probably play later on in the season. I think he probably will play in like November. Deebo exposure. I mean, I was drafting him a lot. Honestly, probably not as much as I thought. Which kind of feels like how it goes. Diggs didn't get cut because the Patriots thought he couldn't play. He got cut because the Pats didn't want to deal with his stuff. Yeah. I believe it. How many Deebo teams? Deebo teams, 218 Deebo teams for 12.9% exposure, $1,656 of Deebo teams. Feels about right. If Deebo's who you need at that price, I've got 218 of them. I definitely do think that Najee gets signed. I was going to say, Diggs to the commies has been so logical. I mean, I would assume that the reason that Diggs has not been signed is no matter what they say publicly, they probably are still trying to figure out the Brandon Ayuk thing. I know no one really believes me, but I do think there's a chance. I ranked Nabers in the second round of my Little Dalmatian slows. So I put him in the second round and then I auto drafted. Stribling is going earlier than he was before Pearsall was injured, but lower after the Deebo signing. Genty, I mean, I would take Igbuka here. I would take Igbuka. I would take Lad. I do like the double charger stuff. Hmm. 35% Deebo. You're chilling. You're chilling, Rick. That's a good ratio. Kareem definitely better than 0% chance. All right. Well, I guess we are doing it. I guess we're doing double chargers. I believe Kareem Hunt was at the Kelsey Swift wedding, by the way. I'm pretty sure I'm not making that up. Fairly certain I'm not making that up. Let's do, you know what? I don't pull Burden up to this side of the board much, so let's do that. Genty, Hampton, Ladd, and Burden. My 12% Pearsall died, so my 25% Deebo could live. We call that looking on the bright side. If I put myself in Diggs's head, I think he'd much rather play in Miami than Washington. I mean, he would certainly rather live in Miami than live in Washington, but you got to play with Malik Willis and a defensive head coach. I don't know if you're loving that if you're Stefon Diggs. Report from the Jags camp is that Travis Hunter has been working as an outside wide receiver in limited reps, working on downfield reps. So that's probably pretty good for Parker Washington. Not particularly good for Brian Thomas Jr. Actually, pretty bearish for Brian Thomas Jr. More pass catching opportunities from Ashton Genty from Raiders camp. Roma Dunze has been operating as the deep threat. Xavier Thomas just got yelled at for lining up incorrectly from Ben Johnson. Yeah, it does sound pretty bullish for P-Wash. I think Ollie Gordon is draftable. Ollie Gordon probably is leading the Chicago Bears or the Miami Dolphins in rush attempts their like final games of the season. Wow. Uncle alert for all of us, Andrew, because I don't really understand what the jewels are either. Caleb Douglas was not a particularly great prospect to me. He was a guy who seemed relatively overdrafted, but there is so much opportunity in that offense. Like, how many of their targets are like claimed right now? I think the only role that we can feel certain of for the Miami Dolphins is the Greg Dulcich role. Like, Dulcich is going to run 80% of the routes and probably lead the team in targets. I think every other receiver on the team, I think it is completely open. Travis Hunter is better as a downfield threat. You know what? I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right. His ball skills seem proper downfield. He looks he looks quite good. How else Neil do you explain them not bringing anyone else in? They are in a Super Bowl window right now. They were in the NFC Conference Championship game 2 years ago, and their wide receiver 2 right now is fucking Treylon Burks. I don't know. It's gotta be a veteran. Maybe they want Keenan. Maybe they are a sneaky Keenan team. The entire organization might be doing a bit. You never know. I'm not putting any respect on Treylon Burks' name. Did I watch the Eagles video they did of guess the teammates? I'm gonna take Bucky here. No. I'm not reading into Makai Lemon's processing of guessing the teammates. Makai Lemon is really, really good. Makai Lemon and Jordan Tyson are gonna be really, really good rookie wide receivers. I think people are gonna be very surprised with the season they have. All right. This is called We're Gonna Play Chicken with the room. Genty, Hampton, Ladd, Burden, Bucky, and Price. And we're gonna play chicken because Roma Dunze is to my right and Loveland is to my left. I'm going to dare this guy, Big Mike to the C, to take Caleb Williams at 69 or 76 and not have a running back. I'm going to try and push Caleb Williams all the way to pick 83. Who is washed? Who is washed, Michael Wave? Their defense isn't good enough to get to the Super Bowl. They haven't handled Daniel's rookie contract window well. Well, they're definitely not handling it well if they go into the season with Treylon Burks and Luke McCaffrey. I think Deebo was not washed last year. He was more or less like fine. I mean, he wasn't peak Deebo, but he was fine. Deebo last year, 1.71 yards per route run, the same as his final year in San Francisco. And he generated some rushing production. I mean, I don't think Deebo Samuel is going to score 16 or 20 fantasy points per game or anything like that. Well, all right. I gambled and lost on the Caleb Williams thing. Have done this Chargers chicken so many times and never gotten Herbert back. Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see. It's true. We did used to have to respect Luke McCaffrey, and now we're past that. Deebo was 10th in the National Football League in yards after catch per reception amongst receivers with at least 50 targets last year. Well, there you go. I think he's definitely more washed than not, but I don't think he's fully washed. Like, if he was a steak and we were measuring it based on order of like how cooked it was, you would still eat a steak that was as cooked as Deebo is right now. Commies have $44 million in cap. They'll figure out a guaranteed fit for hometown boy Diggs. It's true. I actually kind of forgot that. He was literally a terrapin. Yeah, he was. He's probably on the borderline of medium well, I think, Deebo Samuel. I don't think Deebo will steal any touchdowns from CMC. I think CMC's touchdowns are what they are. All right, we have an update. This is in the Discord. So if you're not a member, I mean, if you guys are not members, I mean no disrespect to other fantasy football discords or best ball discords, but the Sloppy Central Discord is the best Discord in best ball. There is no second best. Jaguars cornerback wide receiver Travis Hunter, day 3, played 8 snaps on defense, 7 on offense with the ones. So there you go. All right. Well, Herbert Chicken, is it going to pay off? Herbert Chicken does indeed pay off. We've got Herbert, Genty, Hampton, Bucky, Jadarian Price, Ladd McConkey, Luther Burden, and we are about to add Josh Downs to this mix as our wide receiver 3. Feel very good about this team. True. You have to calculate for the Kyle Juszczyk touchdowns. The other weird thing about the commies is the new offensive coordinator. You think they'd really want their wide receiver 2 to get reps and a system with Daniels. No, valid. If Davis from BBM 1 drafts today, what was his exposures look like? I think BBM 1, I didn't really know what I was doing. David, I'll tell you what, if 2024 Davis was in this situation, I would have 47% Luther Burden. I think I would take Luther Burden every time he was available to me on the board in round 4. Why do I like Downs? He is probably going to have a full-time role for the first time in his life. He has averaged over 10 fantasy points per game in the 10 games in his career when he has run 75% or more of the routes. And I like his range of outcomes much better than Pierce, Sutton. Honestly, probably even better than Metcalf. Have I maxed every BBM? I don't think I maxed the first 2, if I remember correctly. I don't think I maxed BBM 1, and I don't think I maxed BBM 2. But 3, 4, 5, and 6, yes. I think that is my memory. What is a reasonable line for Juwan Jennings this year? 600 yards and 5 touchdowns, I think. Feels about right. What players do you have the biggest delta change in draft percentage in DK over Underdog? Ooh, that is actually a good question. You know who I bet it is? And I wouldn't even know how to look this up. I would guess it's Trevion Henderson. Because Trevion Henderson goes significantly later on DraftKings. I think his ADP is 60-ish on DraftKings. Maybe it's my feed, but I can't see the first 3 picks. Don't know how to help you. I can see it. Is something messed up on my screen? Here, let me pull it up. No. Okay. So we have got Herbert, Genty, Hampton, Bucky, Price, Ladd, Burden, Downs. Need to add in. Well, I guess I can wait for dimes on this team. That good Kalar team. DK has Jennings for 9 touchdowns. I don't know what that means. Yes, as of right now, Rhamondre is still definitely the running back 1. That is true. But Running back one is just it's just a state of mind. It's just a concept. Wow, someone auto drafted Pearsall, I think. Oh no, it said he's falling. Okay. All right. We are on the clock, and we are going to take Matthew Golden to give us another option at quarterback. Is there actually booty news, or just saying that he wants to be traded again? That's been rumored. All right. I guess the question is, do I take Jordan Love or do I add in another wide receiver? You know what? There's enough late. Let's add in Jacoby Myers. Herbert, Hampton, Genty, Bucky, Price, Ladd, Burden, Downs, Golden, Myers. In shocking news, it seems Shedeur Price is getting first-team reps over Helani. Yeah, who could have predicted? Am I hip to Eli Heidenreich? I tell you, it's real funny. My data stuff, like my dynasty stuff, loved Heidenreich. I mean, just because of his weird positional stuff and the fact that he was such a huge part of the Navy offense. I don't think that he is going to I don't think he's going to make the 50. I don't think he's going to make the 53. Wow, Pearsall at 112 in this economy. I mean, you hate to see it. You really do. I guess someone's got to do it though. What if he comes back? I don't really think there's any chance of it, but I've been wrong about these things before. Just to still be struggling from a knee injury that, if I remember correctly, the knee injury that Pearsall suffered was not even a new injury last year. Last year's knee injury was a re-aggravation of a prior knee injury. So this knee injury has been bothering him. What is it, a PCL? It's been bothering him for 2 seasons now, I believe, which seems absolutely mad, actually, to still be dealing with an injury for that long. Would you rather have a guy that may not play this year or the Browns wide receiver one? Hey, me personally, I am pretty hip to KC Concepcion. Maybe the wrist up Shedeur bros are right. I mean, have you thought about it? If the wrist up Shedeur guys are right, Concepcion is probably one of the best picks like in all of fantasy football. Because a first round wide receiver on a league average offense would never, in the way we play fantasy football now, would never go right here. If he was on, I mean, if he had been drafted by like any other team, he'd be going where Tyson and Lemon are going. Like Lemon is like the floor of where a first round wide receiver can go in this economy. And it doesn't even really make sense. You know what? I was going to happily take Dalton Kincaid on this team. Oh, what do you do? What do you do here? You know what? I'm taking Chigakonkwo for the, well, I was going to say for the bring back, but I literally just have Jacoby Myers. They definitely did not spend a first round pick on KC Concepcion for punt returning. That is, that's YouTube commenter brain right there. If I have Herbert, I think I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm going to take Woody Marks. Herbert, Genty, Hampton, Bucky Irving, Jadarian Price, Woody Marks, Ladd, Burden, Downs, Golden, Myers, and Chigakonkwo. Maybe I should have just taken Deebo there. That honestly, that's Deebo range. Definitely not into taking Likely there. The Likely steam has broken containment. If I had to predict one running back at the top to get injured, who would it be? I mean, it'd be McCaffrey, right? It'd be McCaffrey or Henry, one of the old guys. The body just cannot sustain getting tackled like that for that long. I don't think people realize how hard it is to stay healthy. Pearsall at 214 on DraftKings as a wide receiver 8. I mean, go with God, brother. I will be in the flock league based on the most recent reporting. BBM or Eliminator. This is Best Ball Mania, and I've drafted Justin Herbert, Ashton Genty, Amarian Hampton, Bucky Irving, Jadarian Price, Woody Marks, Lad McConkey, Luther Burden, Josh Downs, Matthew Golden, Jacoby Myers, and Chig Okonkwo. I have Deebo ranked higher than Stribling in my rankings right now. And I feel pretty confident about that. I mean, of course I could see Stribling outscoring, but it would require some real sun run. I mean, I guess the really interesting thing is Deebo probably, whatever his injury risk would be in a normal season, I mean, you just have to start to multiply it based on his age. It's hard to stay healthy. Most of us would be in a hospital after one NFL play. My rankings can be found on flockfantasy.com. Link is in the description. Promo code Davis. Season pass, $34. The best ball tool is, what is it? $147 per year, and you get everything that is on the website. CJ Stroud is honestly probably a pretty good pick here. Stroud, I'm probably not going to take Gadsden. I am going to take Stroud and then set up. I can take Schultz later if need be. Do I think that Tank Bigsby is going to steal base work? No, I mean, I would be pretty surprised. I mean, never say never. Actually, I'm just going to take Schultz now. So you go Herbert, Stroud, Genty, Hampton, Bucky, Price, Marks, Ladd, Burden, Downs, Golden, Myers, Chig, and Schultz. Didn't even get a chance to take Dimes. I think Deebo you can take in like the 120s. I have Deebo ranked ahead of Stribling. Personally. So here's the deal with Schultz and Gadsden is that I drafted a lot of Gadsden early. And so I am trying to level my bags out. Like I think when I'll show you guys my exposure page, and Gadsden is still going to be one of my like 3 or 4 most owned tight ends. What reason would there be for Mike Evans' average draft position to go up? I don't think nothing would have changed with Mike Evans' target distribution. Like there is a real ceiling to how high his ADP can get. He's going to get his 130 targets regardless of who else is on the field with him, I think. Yeah, so Gadsden is still one of my top 10 most drafted tight ends, despite mostly drafting him at worse prices. So I am just trying to draft a little bit less of Rhamondre Gadsden. They might run more heavy personnel with worse wide receivers, but how many targets can Mike Evans get at age 33? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. What do I know? What do I know, brother? Very little. Why can't Mike Evans be drafted similar to AJ Brown? Because he's 33, coming off the least efficient season of his career. It's a pretty good AD Mitchell team. Is Geno still on the board? Geno is not. All right, we're going to take Rodgers as our third quarterback then. Yeah, Kraft activated off of the physically unable to perform list today. Gadsden is Tootin and Schultz is the Montgomery. Pretty adequate. Well, don't even have a chance to take Terrance Ferguson. I mean, dude, what is even the point? And then let's do Freiermuth and complete the stack. And then we'll double tap a couple wide receivers here at the end and move on with our day. The next draft we're going to do, we are going to head on over to Drafters, and we are going to do the Drafters Survival. So if you want to hop in over there, hop in. Link to that is in the description. Promo code Davis over there. I like Kalen Blackmore because Jordan James currently has broken ribs. Sad to see. I did. I flip-flopped on CJ Stroud immediately. Who of the best ball streamers has actually played football? I think Beimfor did. I want to say Beimfor, I know, played basketball. PPR Tyler is a football coach. But I don't think very many people who try and maximize EV in a math-based game spend much time playing actual football. I personally am old enough to remember when Mike Evans made Johnny Manziel look like a really good quarterback. I also don't understand why Pearsall didn't consider the offseason surgery. Doesn't make any sense to me. Thoughts on Evan Engram? Why is he going so low when he's the Broncos tight end 1? Well, he was the Broncos tight end 1 last season. He's another year older, and this is what his season was last year. 1 tight end 1 game. He finished in the top 10 in tight ends 1 time with 6 receptions for 79 yards against the Washington Commanders. 1.3 yards per route run, 28 receiving yards per game. Sometimes guys just don't have it. If you and Pete went head to head, I don't even know what that means. I'm assuming with Pearsall, the doctors advised that it would heal on its own. I mean, that is, if you can avoid a surgical intervention, I think that's what a lot of these guys want to do these days. I will take Nathaniel Tank Dell here. And I guess I will just take Jeremy. Or do I take Booty? Or do I take Booty before he gets traded to the Washington Commanders? Maybe I just take Booty. My God, man. 491 Terrance Ferguson teams. No, Liam played rugby, I think. I don't know. Do I take Jeremy or Booty? Honestly, I'm taking Booty. I don't really see it with Jeremy. Pearsall got expired peptides from Temu. Okay, I'm going to go hop into the survival draft. So if you want to draft with me, go hop in right now. We need 11 more. All right. All right, we did Genty and Hampton, Ladd and Burden, Bucky and Jadarian Price, Justin Herbert, Josh Downs, Matthew Golden, Jacoby Myers, Chigakonkwo, Woody Marks, CJ Stroud, Dalton Schultz, Aaron Rodgers, Pat Freiermuth, Tank Dell, and Kayshon Boutte. I assume that because Pete and I have both not won a tournament, our record would be the exact same which is negative infinity. If you don't get first place in an underdog best ball contest, you're not going to win any money. Jeremy played first team in the slot role today. I mean, that's my expectation for him. I just think they're going to play a decent amount of 12. Do I think Chess Liam is a certified genius? Absolutely. Absolutely. Smartest guy I know. I worry the Downs Pierce stuff is a distraction from the fact that Warren is going to have a banner year. I am just not as much of a Warren guy as the market. For the Flock League, if you win the competition for determining draft order, which are you taking? Probably 2. Probably the second pick. So I get one of Gibbs or Bijan, and then I get Malik Nabers. Finished third in DK playoff best ball. Well, hey, that is a nice. I guess I could amend it to. I could amend that to if you don't get top 5 in one of these best ball contests. But I mean, even all right. So even wow, they didn't only a C+ there. So even BBM, right? GOAT contest. If you finish 51st, you get $7,500. You know, $7,500 for finishing 51st of 600,000 teams, almost 700,000 teams. It's just like, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? You gotta win. All right, here we go. We're locked in over on Drafters, drafting with Regs, Kid Presentable, Trivoli, Elite 32, QB the King, Barcode, D-Lee 23, Flavored Tube, Kevin Turcotte, Chi-Town Truth, an easy as 1, 2, 3. Drafting out of the 9 slot. Keep in mind, this is the best ball survival. So this is not the marathon format that you are used to over on Drafters. And they are going to be hooking us up with a reload bonus pretty soon. But if you not have an account on Drafters yet, sign up using code Davis to get yourself a nice little deposit bonus over there. Can you do slow drafts in the UK while traveling since Underdog's been bought out? No idea. My Drafters pick is a photo of a sign at a charity golf tournament that the Takecast sponsored. This is way back in the day. I guess I should change it. I should change it to the flock duck. Highest exposure wide receivers: Parker, Trey, Tucker, Wilson, and Tank. Seems good. I believe the Drafters promos will be starting probably tomorrow in August, but I don't have any great insight on that. Do I think that the Steelers will play Caleb Johnson this season? I doubt it. I would be skeptical of that. All right, Ashton Genty at 9. Nice little start here. Deneric Prince walked so Cyrus Allen can run. I think you mean Justin Ross died so that Byron Pringle could die, so that Elijah Mitchell could die, so that Carson Steele could die, so that Cyrus Allen could also die. I think is what you meant to say. Yeah, this is it's a slightly different eliminator format. So 25% of the pool gets chopped every single week. And then the final 3 weeks. Oh, yes. Jerick McKinnon in there as well. Darwin Thompson. And a Genty Lamb. Kevin is definitely going to take Lamb, but I was going to say a Genty Lamb starter is insane. I'm actually going to do Chase Brown here instead of Hampton because I want to set myself up to take Keaton Missile on this team. Yeah, all of those guys died so Justin Watson could score a touchdown on one target the 1 week that he was owned in DFS. There was a week that Justin Watson was chalk in DFS and he got one target and he scored a touchdown on it. Wow, I missed that. AJ Brown, round 1. Oh, that's not AJ Brown. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown. I prefer 1v1s or 6v12s. Harder to employ devil magic on the entire pool. Valid. I mean, I quite like this format. Is that AJ Brown? Where? Am I tripping? Oh, no, he did go at 8. No, he did literally go at 8. Wow. My brain was not processing that. All right. Well, I guess you play this pretty similarly to the Eliminator. I would guess the big difference would be with 25% of the pool chopping, you actually probably need a little bit more ceiling. I'm a little bit more hip to elite tight end. I'm a little bit more hip to Josh Allen in this format because there are going to be, I mean, you've got bye weeks, you've got injuries. Like there are going to be some weeks that there are also going to be some weeks where having one guy like auto advances you. So like having Quinton Johnston the week that he scores 2 touchdowns auto advances you. Having Emeka Egbuka in week 4 when he goes for 27 points auto advances you. Fresno Kid is letting it be known he will not be peer pressured into taking Parker Washington. Good for him. May and Brown connected for a couple TDs in practice. That's his new price now. I mean, couldn't be me, but I get it. I mean, it's almost August, dude. It's get your guys season. Browns. Okay, let's go through some news here. Browns running back coach Deuce Staley said he thinks Quinshon Judkins can play all 3 downs. That would be a massive development. He only played on 35 passing downs last season, which was behind Ford and Sampson. So that would be a huge development there. That is actually I'm woke to that because that would be a massive adjustment for him. And maybe that was a Stefanski thing. Let's take Egbuka here. Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer said the team wants Jaydon Blue to be more involved in the passing game. Beat writer Clarence Hill said Blue got a lot of work with the first team. The Athletics' John Machada said that Blue was the ideal fit to complement Javonte Williams, which I tend to agree with, actually. The Jaydon Blue drumbeat continues. Yes, it does. And as it should. The team literally does not have a running back 2 if it's not Jaydon Blue. Louis Rees-Zamet died, so Cyrus Allen can average 12.6 PPR points. I mean, the list of guys we have drafted on the Kansas City Chiefs roster, it really is insane. Oh, man, I'm just going to take Jake. You know what? I'm taking Colston Loveland. You got to believe in something. The list of guys that we have taken on the Chiefs who never played a game is so insane. I mean, we could name 20 guys who we've talked about and drafted. Tua did a walkthrough period at half speed at Falcons practice. Price handled all the first team reps in Seahawks camp. Deebo officially signed. Jeremiah Love operating as the running back 2 in first team drills. Tyler Algier has been getting most of the carries. I mean, that is the most insane storyline of the offseason to me, is trying to pretend like Tyler Algier is going to do that. After the update, UD is allowing us to enter drafts that filled already. I'm in the puppy lobby. I'm sure it's just some visual errors. Who are players you take that are more wish casting versus actually good? I mean, Xavier Worthy's got to be number 1 on that list. Not seeing any more news updates since when we started the stream. Yeah, it sounds like there is a little bit of hype for Quinshon Judkins, which would be, I mean, if you're talking about slight projection changes that if we're talking about slight projection changes that could make a player be like shoot up 15 spots in value, it would be Judkins. All right, we've got the opportunity to craft the perfect tweet here because we're going to quote tweet Sam Sherman. So we're going to say Carson Steele died so that Darwin Thompson could die, so that Byron Pringle could die, so that Elijah Mitchell could die, so that Justin Ross could die. Who else? So that Louis Rees-Samet could also die. Oh, we're up. Take Carnell Tate there. Deneric Prince, yes, thank you. So that Deneric Prince could die, so that Louis Rees-Samet could die. There's got to be more. Don't say Brashard Smith. Jalen Royals. Yeah, Jalen Royals is a good one. I won't. Oh, well, I have to say Brashard Smith, sadly. It was Brashard Smith and Jalen Royals last year. Nabers just went pick 13. My goodness, man. It's really getting away. I'm going to take Caleb Williams. This is a funky team. Caleb Williams, Genty, Chase Brown, Igbuka, Tate, Colson, Loveland. So that Brashard Smith could die, so that Cyrus Allen could die. There we go. We did it. I mean, that's the perfect tweet right there. Carson Steele died so that Darwin Thompson could die, so that Byron Pringle could die. I think we did it. Emmett Johnson, sadly. I'm always coping on Travis Hunter. My current favorite last round pick is, wait for it, Tyquan Thornton or Keenan Allen. Does the strategy change at all in a 2-flex league? I mean, wide receivers are a little bit more important because more wide receivers are startable on a given week. The issue is that Sky Moore wasn't one of these jabroni chiefs. He was a second-round pick. Steele, Thompson, all these other guys were jabroni picks. They were day 3 picks. Yeah, Pacheco was the only one. Pacheco was the only one who was draftable, really. All right. Well, I did kind of back myself a corner into the Loveland one, but the Loveland hype at training camp, I mean, it's actually been close even to the Burden stuff. It's been Burden Loveland every single day. I'm pretty hyped about I'm just in general pretty hyped about the Chicago Bears, really. I mean, I will draft a little bit of him, but I'm not more hyped than I ever like. I'll say this, I'm less hyped than I was about Jalen Royals. They are saying this, that Xavier Thomas is going to replace Monangai. I don't know if I really believe it, but people are saying it. I'm headed to Texas 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, I will be in the great state of Texas to show them how to draft the Formus. Oh, well, hey, man, Velus Jones, but as a running back right away, is kind of an interesting player, Slade. Wow, Bowers, Loveland, and an FFPC main is honestly pretty sick. I have a slow main going on with my buddies right now. Look at this start. It's actually absurd. We started, we took Bowers round 1, Hampton round 2, Brees round 3, Burden round 4. Unbelievably sick FFPC main event start. That's how you win $1 million, boys. Lot of ways to win $1 million, but that is the most fun one. Jaden Reed is no, I'm actually not taking Jaden Reed. I need a running back. We're gonna do Harvey. No, I don't think people in my home league would use my rankings. They would definitely listen to my show every once in a while. Both Harmon and Renner were high on Cyrus Allen pre-draft. He's a totally fine round 20 pick. I agree. Thomas and Monangai are different skill sets, but there, there's only so much ball to go around. The ball can only go to one guy on one play, and you have 220 rushes for Swift, probably like 15 rushes for Burden, 50 rushes for Caleb. They're just oh man, I had a sick team in the solo shot on Underdog for best ball, and it died. It died on the vine. It's not gonna get there. I was within like 4 points of advancing last week, and now I'm like 200 points behind. I don't know why it died. I know a couple of my guys are hurt. All right. Let's do, I definitely need a wide receiver, I guess. Oh, you know what? I'm taking Lemon over Godwin. That's nuts. This is going to be a weirdo team, but we're going to find a way to make it work. Yeah, what if Roschon Johnson appears out of nowhere? I don't think it's going to happen, but it could be. Who is going to be the best ball bros biggest miss? Someone never getting drafted like Gainwell last year? Who is someone not getting drafted that has the ability to crush the best ball bros? That's a really good question. It's probably a running back. Adam Randall. God, James White still in the system. Cordarrelle Patterson. I don't know. If I knew, I would probably be drafting them, so it's probably not anyone I know. I do take some get-ins. James Conner. James Conner is the best answer to that question. Because Conner is definitely going to play. So I was a big LeQuint Allen guy as a prospect. The issue is that he has already reached his final form as an NFL player, and his final form is he's Dare Ogunbowale. So there's not that much upside left in him. Guy's just gonna play passing downs, It could definitely be Najee. I said this on, I was half kidding, but I said this on ADP chasing. I was like, there's nothing that any of us can do about the fact that Najee Harris is going to sign for some team and get 150 rushes. I would not take Cyrus Allen over Tyquan Thornton. No. Claiborne, the best ball bros know about. The best ball bros are drafting Claiborne. I guess if two guys died, I don't know who's on the Jags practice squad. Jamari Taylor might get rushes. Hey, let's take Xavier Worthy, man. We're talking Chiefs. LeQuint is 29 or 21 years old. Actually, I don't think that's true. I wonder if he's actually older than that, because I thought he was a 4-year prospect at Syracuse. Yeah, I've won $1 million. No, it's actually true. I did win the FanDuel Millionaire Maker for NBA, but it was a chop. I don't know if LeQuint Allen is one injury away from being a thing. I think he's kind of typecast into the role that the Jaguars have. What is Israel Abanikanda up to? He's probably a 49er right now. The dude is probably a 49er right now. Yeah, Gainwell did it without an injury, which is so bizarre. Austin Eckler could play. There's a name. Guys out there. It could definitely be Austin Eckler season. Who would, Austin Eckler, that's a Chiefs ass signing. That's a week 5 Chiefs ass signing. Or maybe he just goes back to the commies. That could definitely happen. Maybe he just goes back to the Commanders and says, "Hey, I will take the veteran minimum and I will play passing downs." I can see that. Where are we at quarterback wise? I'm gonna take Mayfield with Ibuka in round 10. Yeah, one more DraftKings week is on tap. That is going to be the final week of drafting season. When I signed the contract, they didn't have it determined. Like they didn't even know when it was going to be. And the gal who I did business with at DraftKings moved on to a different company. So I have not heard from them. Justice Hill under this new regime can do it without an injury to Henry. I'm pressing X to doubt that. I'll always remember slamming Gainwell unders when he played overseas. Dude ruined my day. Delp and Raritan are pretty fun clicks. Honestly, yeah, the commies do have post-injury Austin Eckler, and his name is Rashad White. Kaytron Allen, league winner. He wouldn't have the pass catching to get there. I mean, Kaytron Allen is a fine pick. I got no issue with it. I'm more of a JCM guy myself. Ben Johnson on Burden. He knows how good he can be. In his mind, that's a top 5, top 3 wide receiver in the NFL. Yeah, because Luther Burden knows ball. LeQuint was an early declare and was a work. Hey, you don't have to talk me into LeQuint Allen, the prospect. I was very into him. I drafted him a ton in the big board last year. I just think the team has already decided who LeQuint Allen is. This regime has already decided the role that LeQuint Allen plays. This is what I think, but I do not know. I have no dates for the final best ball week confirmed at all with them. LeQuint Allen is definitely not awful. I mean, even guys like Samaj Piran has the single game. Man, wide receiver really dries up, huh? Or running back really dries up. I guess I messed out. Samaj Piran has the single game college football rushing record. Well, he did for 1 week until Melvin Gordon broke it. He has the all-time Big 12 single game rushing record. Like, these guys are so much better than you think. Like, I don't think it is completely preposterous for LeQuint to have some contingent value. I'm just not that into it personally. It is all but confirmed Golden is locked into 2 wide receiver sets and making plays at training camp. He will not flip Jaden Reed because Jaden Reed is a slappy special. I do think Taj Brooks is kind of interesting, assuming that he definitely does make the team as the running back 3, because how much can Samaj Piran play? I mean, Samaj Piran, I believe, is heading into his age 33 season, age 32 season. Brooks could I mean, I don't know. Let's go look at the Bengals depth chart. The Bengals are lads depth chart. Is there any other running back who could take away from Brooks? I mean, Gary Brightwell. Okay, so no, they don't have anyone else on the roster. All right, we are up. I just got to take a running back. I'm not taking Chris Rodriguez, so I will take Woody Marks. C-Rod is the type of running back with a busted foot. I just have a hard time getting there. Like, what are we hoping for with C-Rod? He's not going to get to practice at all with the team. He's going to have to come in cold. He's giving Tootin a chance to shine. He's probably going to give Tootin a chance to shine in the regular season as well. Pirine holds the record. He got it after Gordon. In my mind, it went the other way. Single game NCAA rushing record. You're right. You know what? Hey, shout out to Harrison Jones. He remembers correctly, because Melvin Gordon got it on November 15th. And then the next week, November 22nd, Samaj P. Ryan had 427 yards on 34 carries against Kansas. Shout out to my guy, Harrison Jones. For my Oklahoma Sooners. That was an all-time game. Pearsall and Brazel are two of my top 5 exposure players. Dwalian, it just means you got to draft more, brother. That's all that means. Hop into the new contest over on Drafters where you don't have any exposure to those guys because the contest is brand new. Come on in, water's warm. Code Davis. Let's vibe. Tootin is sun running. He really is. I mean, a lot of slappy favorites are sun running right now, which frankly, you love to see. All right. Do we take a tight end here? No, we're gonna wait. Alvin Kamara is an eliminator ass pick. Oh my god. Is there a more floor early season pick than Alvin Kamara? I don't think so. It's so true. I mean, we don't know anything. It's one of the things that I really try and remind myself every, like, all the drafting, doing all this stuff. We don't know anything, man. There are going to be things this upcoming season that we cannot fathom. Phillip Rivers started 3 games for an NFL team last year. Joe Flacco started a month of games for 2 different teams last year. I mean, we don't know anything about anything, which is a big thesis for why I pretty much always draft 3 quarterbacks and why I pretty much always draft 3 tight ends. My Deebo take is that I'm pretty into him. I'm pretty into Deebo Samuel at in like the 120s, 130s. You know what? Do I want to take a quarterback? Oh, quarterback is dead. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to take Gino's ADP is 178. Sadiq's ADP is 168. Gino's probably not going to get back to me, but I'm going to try and set this one up. With my try and bink attorney at all costs to dunk on the hater strategy this year, will it even count? Hey, the little Dalmatian 2 counts, right? Mini Schnauzer counts. Deebo at 112 in the DK Millie feels about right. I mean, it's getting a little bit rich. Yes, to all new drafters, the Ricky Pearsall injury is a reminder that you're all probably going to lose anyways. Is Deebo automatically the running back 2? I don't think so. Ooh, I have not looked at how much Purdy Deebo I have. That's a good one. That's a good bit. What if I accidentally have the most Purdy Deebo in the field? What if no one has more Purdy Deebo on accident than Davis Maddock? Surely that means I'm going to win something. Phillip Rivers kept the ball from Jonathan Taylor for the final 3 possessions in 9 minutes of a fantasy playoff game. It's true. All right, so let's go by Purdy. 134 Purdy teams. That actually feels a little bit low. Purdy and Deebo. 16 Purdy Deebo teams for a total of $126 invested. 3 BBMs. 2 DK pre-drafts. So not that many, but not 0. We'll take that. I mean, broken ribs are not great, brother. I wouldn't say you'd be feeling that hyped about broken ribs if you were drafting a lot of Jordan James. Exactly 14% Deebo and Pearsall. Perfectly balanced, like all things in life. Well, I did not play this one great at quarterback. I guess we're going to do Mendoza. Tua actually, honestly, is, well, there you go, Tua. Tua is, to me, in my mind, changed my mind. Tua Tagovailoa in Eliminator and Survivor formats is completely fine. Now, maybe, honestly, maybe even better than completely fine. Maybe even, given the context of the players that go around him, like actually good. Isn't he going to start the first 10 games of this? Oh my God. I can't have anything, dude. They're not letting me have T-Ferg. What is the point? Do we even know Terrance Ferguson is alive? Well, Kaytron. All right, add on to the stack. All right, we've got Caleb Williams, Baker Mayfield, Tua Tagovailoa, Genty, Chase Brown, Harvey, Marks, and Kamara, Igbuka, Tate, Lemon, Worthy, Concepcion, Loveland, Sadiq, and Otten. All right, let's see if I can find anything about Terrance Ferguson. I was on the Athletic this morning searching through the Rams stuff, and I found nothing about Terrance Ferguson. No, still nothing. Still nothing on T-Ferg. I mean, Diggs to the Rams would not be good for Terrance Ferguson. I got an article from a month ago. Tyler Higbee said, ESPN's Sarah Barshop wrote, several people in the Rams building have pointed to Ferguson as a player they think will take a big step forward in year 2. Tight end Tyler Higbee said, well, the position is one of the tougher spots to transition from the college to the NFL. Ferguson has got it. He's going to be a great player. All right, we'll go Google News past week. Literally nothing. Any thoughts on Kincaid? I am starting to pack my bags with Kincaid. I actually did a video over on my redraft fantasy football channel, the Matic fantasy football channel, that had a Dalton Kincaid section on it yesterday. So if you're curious on Mr. Kincaid, there's a Kincaid video over there with a deep dive into some of his statistics and his range of outcomes this year. It's true. McVay has already said plenty highlights and comments. Yeah, I know. We do need Jordan Rodriguez to do her bit there. We're gonna do Bateman. Man, things get thin quick. Drafters know what they're doing. Diggs off an ACL tear at 32 was wide receiver 23. Do I have any Waddle Burden combos? Let's find out. Jalen Waddle, 194 teams. 14 Waddle Burden combos. 3 in the DK Millie. 2 in the big board. 1 in Best Ball Mania. Feels about right. BBG on his way to go mog all the chasers. Enjoy yourself. I did indeed choose the flock over the chasers. I would have loved to have made both things happen, but hard to do with a small child, brother. Yeah, BBG streaming from the aeroplane. All right, there are actually plenty of wide receivers left. I'm going to snag Kalen Black with this pick if Kevin doesn't take him. Kalen Black, a very good round 18 pick. Kalen Black, one of the best round 18 picks, actually. Wow, Jordan James just went. Are the chasers salty? I don't think so. I would hope not. I would think they would understand. Because the chaser meetup is just fun. Also, and I know this is lame, but like I don't drink, so like partying in a group of people is not as fun for me as it is for other people. Starting 5 wide receivers in the Eliminator, bad? I think what do I know, man? What do I know? I don't know what's going to happen this upcoming season. I can guess. Just got Nabers 31 in the drafters main. Yeah, I think that's an absolute jam. Just bought a PC last week, about to start streaming, writing a bear bull case for the top 50 picks in their best ball tournament. I mean, I think there's space for any content that's good. I think if you make good content and figure out how to package it, generally speaking, there's always room for it. That's how she goes. It's just it's gonna be harder than you like. The content grind is harder than you think. I mean, hey, this channel is like relatively successful, like 12,000 subscribers or whatever. I started this fantasy football channel 2 months ago, and it has 848 subscribers. You know, tough. I mean, I do think there's probably a dearth of college football content right now. Yeah, so I would expect you would probably find a market for that. I mean, Jeremy round 19 is a jam. It's true. I mean, that's been my hope. So my hope was that I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers before August for the new channel, because then it could be monetized and I can get money from the ads on it. But it will be a big month for the new channel. All right. We got one more pick left. We've got Caleb Williams, Baker Mayfield, Tua, Genty, Chase Brown, Harvey, Marks, Kamara, Kalen Black, Egbuka, Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, Xavier Worthy, Kevin Concepcion, Rashad Bateman, Jeremy Bernard, Colston Loveland, Kenyon Sadiq, and Cade Otton. We're gonna see a video of Pete looking like Tony Romo. I don't think so. I think Pete is also heading to a stage in his life where there aren't too many Tony Romo weekends left. I need a wide receiver. Oh, Xavier Thomas, baby. Bang. We got it done. 3683. A reminder, go on over and hang out with us on Drafters. Promo code Davis. Support me, support the channel. Get in a cool fantasy football format over there. And also have a reminder to all of you who want to get a little bit of equity. I would love to send you $100,000. Anyone who signs up for Flock Fantasy using code Davis until week 17 in December gets a chance to win 5% of my winnings in fantasy football in this upcoming season. Any best ball contest, any big high stakes fantasy football contest where I take down a 6-figure prize, there will be one entrant randomly selected in December after week 17 who gets a chance to win a chunk of my portfolio. So sign up on Flock Fantasy using code Davis to enter into the drawing. Link to that is in the description. And then if you just type Flock in the chat, I have a bot that'll pull up the link to go sign up. If any of you guys are interested, got my rankings. There's so much stuff on this website. We have our whole portfolio tool. We have rankings. We have, you can manage the portfolio of your redraft and your dynasty teams. We have ADP tools, draft cheat sheets. You can ask start sit questions. We have a trade calculator. We have got mock drafting tools. So pretty much anything you need to play fantasy football is over there. All right, what are we thinking? We thinking BBM? Another best ball mania draft? Think we can knock that one out. Hop in here. But yeah, my plan is to max that contest over on Drafters. I use the Flock tool and register with code Davis. I need those winnings of yours, man, with 40% Pearsall. Hey, I would love to send you a wire, Marvin Moms. I also love your YouTube name. Man, a lot of late draft slots for me today. We're drafting another one out of the 12 spot here. Tough. But we will find a way to persevere. All right, who are we drafting with? Train, Joey Buckets, JM, it's Jeff, Mr. Kooky, William Koppel, Fack, Beegier, BetAG, JJ Cal, Cadalgo, and B Pound. Let's ride, boys. I think I'm going to do a big dog. Next week. That's my plan. My plan is I'm going to see if Mason wants to do a big dog. Little big dog. Or maybe a big dog with Chess Liam. Caleb Douglas looked like prime Julio Jones at camp. I mean, I've probably gotten more questions about Cyrus Allen today than anyone else. I mean, my deal on Cyrus Allen is I've been hurt before, man. I've been hurt many times. Many times I've been hurt. Just think of all the Chiefs players we've drafted who've never been anything. Wow. CMC ahead of JSN. I think the anarchists are here. Which is cool. It's cool. It's kind of fun to go in these drafts. I will say this. It's been very fun to go into these drafts and have a different texture to the rooms, to be responding, to be updating the rankings. Like it has been a legitimate blast to get back to things changing and not doing the same draft 500 times over and over and over again. Just unloaded 2 cases of Diet Coke in the fridge. I am happy for you, brother. Who do the Chiefs make the playoffs over? The Denver Broncos, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Chiefs have won the division, 9 out of the last 10 years? Right? They won the division 9 in the last 10 years? Is it more than that? Have they won the division more times than that? Especially Taekwon. What about Taekwon? Taekwon is locked in. Taekwon scored a touchdown every single game that Worthy didn't play last year. He's just a very good pick. All right, we'll do Jefferson and we'll do Genty. I mean, I'm just not going to complain about a Jefferson Genty start. I don't think it's crazy to take Hampton at 5 if you just want to get your exposure to Hampton. I'm not doing it, but I understand why someone would. I agree with this. I think the Chiefs roster is definitely worse than the Broncos, and it's probably worse than the Chargers. The issue is ADW is those rosters do not have Patrick Mahomes. What's the Chiefs' record against the Broncos in the Bo Nix era? I have no idea. How many Super Bowls have they been to? How many Super Bowls for Bo Nix? How many Super Bowls for Patrick Mahomes? You hate to see it. The most dominant team in the post-Brady era, their quarterback tears their ACL one time, and everyone gets big heads. I love all you guys. The Chiefs were in the Super Bowl 18 months ago. I love you guys are all, hey, I love you guys. I love chopping it up. The Kansas City Chiefs made 3 consecutive Super Bowls with basically the same roster. Mahomes is washed now. All right. He's washed. My GOAT. My GOAT is washed. Patrick Mahomes' career done at 30. Is he 29 or 30? The Chiefs got blown out in the Super Bowl 18 months ago. What happened? What happened to the Patriots in the Super Bowl? Is anyone killing the Patriots? It's true. Have you liked this 180 from me? I'm not even mad that the roster's bad anymore. I'm just saying it's all Pat. He's still a solid starter. A solid starter. He's still a solid starter. Hey, the greatest quarterback since Brady, he's still a solid starter. You're going to get a solid. You win 8 games. He's basically Joe Flacco. Yeah, easily top 18. Easily a top 18 quarterback in the league. All right. I'm not taking Lad on this one because I don't want to do another Herbie team. Let's do something different on this one. Top 6. It could be a arguable top 16. Are you taking Tyler Shuck? Let's do Tet and Javonte. I bet I have like none of that combination. Are you taking Tyler Shuck or Pat Mahomes? One game. Give me Herbert. Give me Herbert, dude. Give me Herbert. Give me Justin Herbert. Give me Justin Herbert, brother. Yeah, dude. Lock in. Give me Herbert GOAT. Pick 5 feels like a flat tier. Hey, they're all good. They're all good picks, man. JSN at 8, that's the latest I've seen him go. I like Shuck, actually. I'm definitely a Shuck guy. Jacobs at 42. This guy's cooking. This guy at the 7-0. Lamb, Henry, Brees, Jacobs, he's cooking. I mean, Mahomes is 30, and he has the second most playoff wins of any player ever. He's 30. Second most playoff wins of all time. Who's to say if that is good or not? I don't know if it's good or bad. Hey, I appreciate this perspective from Raulish. If first round CMC beats me, so be it, but I'm never taking him over JSN or Amon-Ra. First off, I get it. Second off, I do think that people who play the game this way, honestly, like their portfolios are probably pretty good. Like in a given DFS slate, you would never be like, you would never think it's insane to fade a high projected player. Like in a given DFS slate, you'd be like, yeah, I'm just not going to take Derrick Henry. Like I'm just not going to play Derrick Henry this week, or I'm just not going to play JSN this week or whatever. But we all get so what's the word? Precious. I mean, I know that this is true for me as the best ball Palantir sites. I'm like, oh, Davis only advanced 10% of his teams, blah, 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 whatever. Like if I was drafting in a way that I didn't care about, like if all I wanted to do was maximize winning versus or increase my likelihood of winning money versus increase my likelihood of just advancing like 18% of my teams, my exposures would look a lot different. Like a lot different. Like there's guys on the board that I would never take. Like straight up, like there would not be a price. Like I wouldn't take DJ Moore in the 8th round. I just wouldn't. I would Khalil Shakir would never take him. Tet, I would never really take him. Terry McLaurin, I would basically never take, you know. DeAndre Swift, never. Parker Washington, I am going to take this Lamar price, and I am going to take this Bucky price. Kind of a crazy team. It's true. Everyone falls off the age cliff at 30. That's what I've heard, brother. I'm hearing it more and more. Tell Best Ball Palantir, Liam says you want to advance fewer teams. Yeah, I mean, this is where this is much more of how I think about it, which is that I do take my biggest stands in the high stakes managed stuff. Just started doing slow drafts. What's the biggest difference in best strategies? I mean, you're less likely to get big ADP fallers because a lot of the people you're drafting with are probably just drafting off ADP and taking the guy who's at the top. I would, you'll figure out how to do it. I mean, you just have to develop a process. I have like alarms set on my phone to remind me when to do it. I just can't get behind Ken Walker's current price. I disagree with you because I think the reason why he left Seattle and the reason why he signed in Kansas City is it was a spot that said, hey, we're going to give you the ball 18 times a game. Wow, great question. Which player is going to show up the most on DFS winning lineups this season? This is a great question. I'll say, who would I say? I will say Colston Loveland. No, change Malik Willis. Malik Willis will win someone $1 million 3 times in salary cap DFS. What's wrong with Swift? I honestly, it's just like, I just don't think he's that good. It's really, I take him a fair amount. It's really just that I think like to me, he's just like such a, he's just such like a volume guy. Like he's like the definition of like a trap zone back. Random question, but as someone who never auto drafts, do people do it to get some variance or is it a time thing? It's a time thing. So like I auto draft the little Dalmatian and I did like 100 fast drafts. I did like 100 fast drafts in the fast puppy because it was about to close and I didn't have enough time to do it because I was on vacation. But it's literally just to get more teams in. There is a slow bro community in the Sammy Stacks lobby. Similar border trip cadence. Yeah, he has to drive like 30 minutes over to the border. As someone who begrudgingly uses a Palantir product at work, can you explain the term best ball Palantir? Yes, Rob. There are these websites that download all the BBM data and they're searchable. So basically anyone who doesn't like me can go and search up my username and say, dude, Davis only advanced whatever. I don't even know what I think my advance rate was exactly 16% last year. And then they go to Twitter and they say, why would anyone watch this guy's YouTube channel? He didn't even win Best Ball Mania, dude. He sucks. Guy sucks at best ball. And so because I have to like to perpetuate the continued existence of being on YouTube, you have to have new people coming to come watch your channel. And so I have to try and optimize for advancing. I mean, basically I have to try and optimize for advancing roughly 20% of my teams is the TLDR there. Is it better to auto draft? I mean, it definitely would be. Wow, this is a sick Rhamondre fall. Holy shit. Let's do Rhamondre and you know what? Let's go all in. Rhamondre and Harvey, and then we'll get back to wide receiver. It's definitely better to just, you wouldn't want to auto draft slows because you wouldn't be on top of your rankings. No, I do not max every Sunday on DraftKings. I normally play like single entry contests. I think people that actually like you, no, you are very wrong. No, the people, no one no one who wants to, no one, the best ball Palantir sites are used to be mean. Now that I found it's very hard to advance when you do so much volume. Yeah, it is. I mean, you just have a lot more bad teams out there. TLDR on Cyrus Allen is that it does seem like the team right now would want to get him involved, but I think he's at best the wide receiver 4, and he still might be behind Jalen Royals. The rankings on no, so they do. The issue is that if you are auto drafting a fast draft, you want to have your rankings set up in a specific way. So here, I'll show you some of the teams I auto drafted in the slow or in the little Dalmatian, because I set my rankings up in a very specific way for fast drafts. So here, let me unclick all of these, but the little Dalmatian too. And you'll be able to tell from looking at my team how I set them up. Although I realized too late that I messed up the tight end rankings. But here, so I set up all these teams to have my running backs ranked really early. So like Brees, Trevion, Tootin, Pollard, Brooks, Bijan, Love, Montgomery, Tootin, Pollard, Bijan, Tootin, Warren, Rhamondre, Corum, Barkley, Javonte, Price, Harvey, Brooks, Brown, Bucky, Harvey, Brooks, Gainwell. Like I ranked all the high running backs early because I wanted to build running back heavy. Some of these teams don't even look that bad. Like this team looks sick. Love, Shuck, Rogers, St. Brown, Flowers, Waddle, Tyson, Diggs, Trey Tucker, Deebo, Helm, Stowers, Colby Parkinson. Some of those teams turned out okay. Well, I mean, I would have taken Mahomes right there. Let's do. Well, I guess we got to take Wandale because I was about to take Golden and he got snapped off. Golden or Wandale and Kyler. Lamar, Kyler, Genty, Javonte, Bucky, Rhamondre, Harvey, Jefferson, Tet, Wandale. You did hear the name Jalen Royals in the year 2026. It's true. The internet trolls have made me optimize my portfolio for internet points, not profit. Any issue with taking opposing quarterbacks who play each other in week 17? So there's been, believe it or not, there's actually been quite a bit of conversation about this. And the consensus seems to be that it's probably suboptimal because you're not opening yourself up to more game environments. Obviously, if it is specific about, like, if it's the game you need, like if it's the Bears Lions game, then yeah, you feel great. But if you have, let's say you have 3 quarterbacks and they're all stacked up and one of the games is like bad weather or just doesn't get there or whatever, then it's not optimized for week 17. I want Diggs to the commies. Booty to Vegas would be very good for my bags. I went Mahomes there because he fell and I already have Walker Worthy. No, I think that is an example. Like whatever minimal expected value you gave up having a quarterback in the same game, you more than made up. Like basically no thing adds more expected value over time based on like back looking research. Now, obviously, some of the sim bros, like if you talk to some of the sim guys, they would feel a little bit differently about this. But historically, the easiest way to project the expected value of a team is real time and closing line ADP value. So if you just get sick value on a team, it is just going to project pretty well. Man, I am so capitulated to Parker Washington. Every time I check Twitter, my feed is just like, hey man, Parker Washington is really good. Keenan to the Colts would be pretty bad for downs. I mean, it definitely wouldn't like submarine him. Like I wouldn't say he's like undraftable or whatever, but it absolutely limits his ceiling. I mean, it limited the ceiling for a guy who is better than Josh Downs, frankly, in Ladd McConkey. Yeah, it kind of would force Downs to be a Tank Dell style guy or a Ladd style guy from last year, right? Kincaid would be a pretty good pick here. Diggs is going to be like a lifesaver here. You know what we're going to do? I don't think I've done much of that one yet. Diggs and Deebo. It's a decent wide receiver room now. Jefferson, Tet, Wandale, Diggs, and Deebo. Have not done that move yet. I wonder how many I have those guys together at. Oh, I got to refresh this whole page. I'm with you on P-Wash. I don't love him, but I can't fade both him and BTJ. And it just, to me, I guess it just feels like the Jaguars are pretty likely to be one of the more important offenses this year. They're all kind of underpriced because of the uncertainty, but like two of those guys are going to be smashes. Like two Jags are going to be absolute smashes. Got 274 Diggs teams, 218 Deebo teams. Have them together 35 times, including only one BBM. So this is my second BBM with those guys together. Yeah, Keenan has been fine outside. I mean, I would say probably as he ages and loses even more speed, you're going to want him even closer to the line of scrimmage. Are they as goated as Patrick Mahomes, JD? I don't know. I see all this hype on Blue, but it's not a sure thing. I mean, it's definitely not a sure thing. It's a reason why he's like a round 15 pick or whatever. I think Jaydon Blue is honestly right now probably an example of like, couldn't he be similar to Blake Corum? I mean, he could really be very similar to Blake Corum. Yeah, I guess the Jags offensive line is bad. I don't know. I'll tell you what, that's above my pay grade. Evaluating offensive line stuff is above my pay grade, and my pay is pretty low. So there are guys who are much smarter than me who are going to figure out all of that. I don't have an answer. I don't think Kincaid is going to be on the pitch count this year. Based on my reading of the situation, I think there is a good chance that we don't see Kincaid on a pitch count, and that I'm starting to get more bullish on Kincaid actually. Oh God. Anytime you have to take Hunter Henry, it doesn't really feel that good. But I guess let's do it. I guess Hunter Henry it is. Nope. He goes. Man, what do I do here? All right, I'm going to take Schultz, who I just think Schultz is a really good pick. And then let's take Trey Tucker, and that gives me another quarterback if I want it, if I decide. Who is going to play more games, Kincaid or Kraft? I mean, I hope they both play 17. I mean, Kincaid has like the chronic injury stuff. Why is Jackson Fart going around 9? I mean, I think there are a lot of concerns about the overall offense with Dable leaving. I think there are some people who think the Giants are just going to be kind of bad, and The Giants were not good down the stretch last year. The Giants got outscored 17-34, 10-34. They lost to the Vikings with JJ McCarthy, 29-29, 15-33. I don't shout out to them in that overtime game. They kind of went downhill. I think there's definitely some organizational concern, some systemic level concern that with it's all boomers. Like you've got Harbaugh, you've got Nagy, Greg Roman is in the building. Like it could just be one of the situations that the whole team just kind of underperforms their level because the coaching is pretty bad. See, I do not trust Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh probably is not a great coach anymore. Any future prop bets for players you love this season? I honestly haven't really started to look. So any advice I would give you would not be price sensitive. And someone mentioned this to me that all the offensive rookie of the year is a market I normally like, but offensive rookie of the year is priced really poorly because the quarterbacks are not great bets for it. Yeah, definitely. I will say here's an edge. Betting on Justin Herbert to win MVP because you already know people are going to go out of their way to bend over backwards and make excuses for him. It's a really, really good one. Herbert getting an MVP vote last year might be the worst MVP vote of all time. It was so bad. And now he's got like much better players around him. Theoretically, the guys might be healthy. Like the crooked media wants to give him, like really wants to give him the MVP. All right. Well, I guess I will take TJ Hawkinson. Man, does this feel bad? All right. TJ Hawkinson, and we're going to do Mendoza. Lamar, Kyler, Mendoza, Genty, Javonte, Bucky, Rhamondre, Harvey, Jefferson, Teteroy McMillan, Wan'Dale Robinson, Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel, Trey Tucker, Dalton Schultz, TJ Hawkinson. If anyone is interested in pre-gaming, Neil, the Hilton Garden Inn in Austin, hit up pre-bunked malinformant. TJ Orkinson. Hawk is a terrible pick. That's got to be literally one of the first times I've taken him. I've done 1,692 drafts and I've taken Hawk 34 times. That is only the third time. That's more BBMs than I would have liked. I do not think Hawkinson is a good pick, honestly. But you got the stack. It was after ADP. Sometimes you just got to do it. I would have been happier with Terrance Ferguson. Can't believe I moved out of Austin a few months before the ship chasing meetup. I know, it's sad, bro. Can't get there with Kincaid until I see it, but I've been fading him since his rookie year, kind of selling myself on Cook more spam. I think the offense is just going to be really similar because they kept Joe Brady. Ogre ass pick. Mordor ass pick when you take TJ Hawkinson. So I feel like I got psyoped. I pulled up that TJ Hawkinson route running clip, and Gretchen Corain told me it wasn't even that bad. See, Seth, you making a great point. There's always a guy for everyone. Of all like 250 players who get drafted in best ball, there's always a guy. Stumbled upon a guy last night saying Hawk is his favorite pick on the board. There's always there's a guy. There's a Judy guy. There's a Kayshon Boutte guy. There's a Mooney guy. There's a Malik Washington guy. There's an Isaac TeSlaa guy. Kincaid's ADP is a full 2 rounds earlier than it would have been if Pitts did in week 16 it. No, I just think Kincaid is like a draft capital thing. We never give up on first round picks. All right, we're gonna double tap receiver here. Do I have a rookie yet? I don't have a rookie yet. There's still an IU guy. There's an AJ Barner guy. There's a Torrey Horton guy. There's a guy for everybody. There is a guy for, I promise you, name a player. Name a player. There's a guy. All right, man. You guys are about to see hedging in real time. Colby Parkinson and Keenan Allen. Wow, I really went Dusty Olds on this team. There's a John Mechie guy. There you go. There's the Tesla guy. There's a Naylor guy. There's a P-Wash guy. There's the Pat Bryant guy. There's the Skylar Bell guy. There's the Juwan Johnson guy. A Dowdle guy. There's a guy for everybody. It's just the nature. It's just the nature of it's just the nature of the game, man. Oh, dude, there are many Vele guys. Matt, come in here on a Sunday morning when we're doing our best ball stream or our DFS streams. Devon Vele will get asked about 4 times. There's a Blake Corum guy. Bayou Bengal is the Vele guy. Shout out to Bayou Bengal. There's a Tez Johnson guy. There's a Cedric Tillman guy. I mean, having 90% Vele is crazy. GM. Winston guy in Superflex. There's a guy for everybody. All right, boys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go have some lunch. Make sure to like the video. Check out myself over on Flock Fantasy. Sign up on Drafters using code Davis, and I'll be back with all you guys tomorrow.